Because of what I do for work, I've seen so many people take advantage of social media to grow communities and start businesses that honestly do pretty well. You always look from the sidelines and think, fuck, would it be possible for me to do the same? Would it be possible for me to take advantage of this huge opportunity we have now in the 21st century and build a beautiful community of people that are aligned with my ideals and goals and morals, who want to spread love, positivity, but at the same time grow businesses, travel, get to see the world, and just provide value while making tons of money? I think that's the question I want to answer today, and the question and the reason why I'm starting this channel. So much potential nowadays. The use of social media, there's so many opportunities, and there is so many different resources people can access. So number one, the first thing you have to do in order to start creating content that helps you build a community, grow an audience, and take advantage of this opportunity is consistency, showing up, and just being there. Because at the end of the day, the one thing that makes the biggest difference is practice, repetition. And while you do that, try and find a way to provide value. You first start creating content if you've never done it before. You're gonna start seeing that maybe it's more challenging than you thought, or that whatever you post is not getting any results. Realize, like anything, it's a skill. The more you do it, the better you will get at it. You don't need a perfect camera, you don't need a perfect microphone. You just need to figure out what can you do with what you got in the moment, how to make the best out of it. Like anything, talking to camera, finding a right angle of composition, making sure you get the right sound and so on is a skill. Of course, you can use equipment and many other little devices or gear that will help make things better. Show who you are by creating content that reflects what you care about. The more you do it, the better you will get at it, right? In anything you do, right? Even if it's just like graphic design and you just post in designs, or you're making jewelry and you're posting your jewelry or clothing. As long as you're doing anything that you want to promote online, or you want to build a community around, traveling, hiking, whatever your interests are, you need to become comfortable with speaking to camera or just creating content. That's the one thing I see that works for the people that I see doing really well. They just become super comfortable whipping their camera out, or maybe documenting whatever it is that is going on, and they create amazing stories out of nothing. Lead us to the second part. Is learning how to create stories out of mundane things. Learning how to structure videos, or structure whatever it is that you're narrating in a digestible format that is engaging, captivating, and it has a beginning. Oh, I have a missed call. What's that? Oh, my trousers are getting so dirty, man. I should have brought a little blanket. The second thing I think you really need to do in order to just get started with it, there's different ways you can do things. I think the most important thing is realizing you're speaking to somebody it's like you're speaking to your best friend. And like that's the one thing I'm always thinking about when I'm talking to camera right now. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, hey, this is my friend Christian, or a really close person to me. Whoever person is to you, somebody you may feel comfortable with and you're fine being like yourself. Just think of the camera as that person. At the end of the day, you want to treat people like friends. You want to create connections that feel real and genuine, instead of being this authoritative, I know it all figure that comes from the top, looking at people downwards, thinking like, I'm better than you, I know more than you, and you have to follow me. I understand for some people that works, and there is, I guess there is opportunity and there is a gap in the market for certain people in there. But I don't think long-term that's necessarily the best of ideas, because at the end of the day, your audience will get tired of whatever it is that you have to say, because you are just patronizing to them. And I guess if you end up building a following out of that, the people that are following you, they are not really considering you their friend, but maybe they're kind of like worshiping you. And I personally do not want that. A couple more points that I wanted to make, but honestly after I got this call I forgot what I was saying. Really understanding that the more you do it, the more you do it, the better you will get at it. So it's just that I think you just need to understand that. I mean, like, really think and become comfortable with the idea that for a long time, whatever it is that you're doing is not going to work. It's going to take a while for things to pick up. It's going to take a while for you to learn. But as long as you create content, post it, which is super important. Do not just put it in a folder and feel like it's not good enough. Post it, make it so there is social proof of your improvement. Look back on it, think, how can I make it better next time? And just educate yourself. Use resources from, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, buy a course, get a mentor, whatever works for you. But then read books. Next time you make a piece of content, think, out of the content that I made last time, how can I improve it? How can I make that better? And the more you do it, the more you will start to see you become comfortable with it, but also the better your content will get. And all these little things like having a structure, thinking of an intro or anti-hook, or thinking of what is the context on the things that you're saying, how to build, the pace from the beginning of the story to value delivery. And then once you get to that, how do you do a call to action? All these things will become natural the more you speak to the camera. But to begin with, just, post that content, review how it performed, think how you can make it better next time. And after you do it for long enough, not 1 week, not 2 weeks, not 10 pieces, 20 pieces, do it as many times as it takes, get 50, 60, 70, 80 pieces of content out, then start looking at the data. At that point, you'll probably have a better understanding of what you like to do, what you like to post, what kind of format you like for yourself. And then start looking at the data, and then see, oh well, people are not really paying attention to the intro, so that means maybe I should have a better hook. Or people are starting to watch the video, but they're not watching till the end, so maybe the way you create the build up towards the delivery of the value in the video is not engaging enough, or maybe what you're not fulfilling and delivering whatever it is that you promise at the beginning of the video, which could be your hook if it's short form content, or if it's long form content, maybe you're not delivering what you promise in the thumbnail or caption of the video or title, or whatever platform you're using, right? The data will not be relevant until you have posted enough content that at least whatever it is that you're doing good enough for you to actually look on it and understand where you can get better. Because if you start looking at data before you're even good enough speaking to the camera, you can work on all these things, but maybe the problem is just the way you speak to the camera, right? So, and you will not be able to learn that unless you get comfortable with it and you do it really often. That's one of the most important things you can do. The third point will be to make it as comfortable as possible for you and as low resistance, low barrier for you to create content. What I mean by that is, don't try and complicate things by making it so every single piece of content has to be this perfectly scripted video or shoot or whatever it is that you're doing, where the entry barrier is so high that you will always be able to find an excuse or to find a reason why you cannot do it that day. Instead, make it so your content is narrative focus, storytelling focus, so that way at the end of the day people will like you for you and not for the format of your video and not for the beautiful cinematic shots that are planned with the perfect words. Because what happens is you also lose yourself the more you plan things, because usually when you're talking to your friends, you're not really scripting things. You may have an idea of what it is that you want to say, and if you're good at it, which you will be the more you do it, you will learn how to tell engaging stories. But the whole point is not to overcomplicate things. Make it easy, grab your camera, share your thoughts, and then as you do it more naturally, because you get better at it the more you do it, then you can start maybe having different points, create a PowerPoint presentation and just walk through it, have bullet points, and maybe that's what you want to talk about. And yeah, the more you do it, the better you will get. I think that's the last point, and the whole concept of this video is how to get better at posting content on social media and how to actually make content creation something that can help you improve your life. It's just to basically post consistently until you get good enough. And once you do that, and once you start creating content that is engaging to people and that people want to see and people want to be and people feel familiar with and people feel like they belong to, because it feels like they're talking to a friend, once you're able to do that, opportunities will start to come, because brands care about people that have communities that are engaged with them. At some point, the more you do it, create content that is visually pleasing, so maybe you can get opportunities to promote products, or you can tell your stories about it, and people will care about what you have to say because they like you for who you are, because you're like a friend to them, and people like comfort. I think that's the main point of this video. If there is any thoughts you guys have, just let me know in the comments. if there are no comments, it's completely fine. This is just part of me documenting the process. I will say this is the first video and this is the first episode of me trying to build an audience online, or me building an audience online. I guess I'm not trying, I'm doing it. Building an online audience and becoming an online content creator. That is the way I like to call it and describe myself is a online creative entrepreneur, which basically just gives me a space to express myself, be myself, and at the same time focus on business, but spreading positivity, art, love, and anything else that I feel like I care about, like cars, for example. Thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't watched, it's completely fine. Thank you very much to myself for making this video, and yeah, have a lovely day.